This episode of Ask Trixie is brought to you by Northminster Department Store. Just because that guy on the news was naked in our shoe department does not mean you should try it too.
Yeah, I know, it's freezing in here, isn't it? We need some of that, what do they call it, propane that Hank Hill sells. I know, he'd be all like, oh, dang it, Bobby, we need propane and propane excuse me. Hi, I'm Trixie. I know, it is so chilly, I am just freezing here. I got my fuzzy purple goodness on today. But just because I'm cold does not mean I cannot entertain and inform. You see, in my recent video, Trixie Is Ticked episode 2, I wondered, did anyone out there have questions for an Ask Trixie episode? I haven't made one of those in a super long time. And you know what? You lovely people came through, you sent me questions. So, I got them all written down in my handy little journal here, and we are going to answer them for you today. Now, the last time I did Ask Trixie, I thought, folks are probably tired of seeing this backdrop all the time, so I moved around a little bit. That's what I'm gonna do this time too. Every question, I'm gonna find a different spot, so here we go. For question number 1, I thought it would be very appropriate to be down here by my shelf with all the spooky movies on it, because Courier of New Vegas writes, who would win in a fight, Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees? Huh, Mr. Courier of New Vegas, you might have gotten me in some trouble here because at one of these conventions I go to, I am bound to run into Kane Hodder, who played Jason. I have before. He is a big, scary guy. I don't want to know what happens when he gets angry. But I like to be honest on Ask Trixie, and I like one of these individuals way more than the other. So, putting my life at risk, I am going to pick Michael Myers. Yes, I just think he's way more intelligent than Jason is, right? Like, Michael Myers, you don't know when he's gonna show up, you don't know where it's gonna be. Laurie Strode could move halfway across the country and he'd make it there somehow. He can drive somehow. I mean, that's scary enough. How the hell did he learn how to drive? And like, he's standing in the shadows doing his little head tilt thing, and you don't know what's going on behind that mask. He's just processing and planning and calculating. Oh, I don't even want to know. Jason, on the other hand, just comes off really dumb to me, right? Like, he just looks ahead blankly, doesn't look like he's thinking about anything, he's just there, standing, imposing, and how does he kill? He just goes, shuffle, 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 stab. Shuffle, 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 stab. Heh, there's nothing to the guy, there's nothing. So yes, if I had to pick one to win a fight, my boy Mikey Myers would be the victor. Unless, what if Victor Crowley was in there? Oh, that would be interesting, because they're both Kane Hodder, right? Like, Kane would be fighting himself here. I'm still gonna go with Victor Crowley. Heck with Jason. For question number 2, I've moved into my little kitchen area here, because this is a food-related question. Hoodie Z Ninja writes, what if ketchup is red mustard and mustard is just yellow ketchup? Well, I'll tell you, they are not the same thing. I like ketchup a lot. Well, okay, I like it within boundaries, but I'll get to those in a second. I just don't like mustard. Like, I don't hate it. I'm not like Rake from Jackass, who would like freak out and throw a tantrum if he was even around mustard. That's a little extreme. I'm not that far, but I just don't care for it. Ketchup I do like, but it's gotta be Heinz, right? Now, I might be biased, living in Pittsburgh, but it's honestly better. Did you ever notice that? Like, you would think, well, it's just ketchup. Like, what's the difference gonna be? It can't be that much. Oh, there's a difference. In my fridge right now, I have a different brand that I bought at the dollar store, and it sucks. I mean, there's definitely a difference. It's got like this icky, acidic quality to it. Like, it's a little zing that shouldn't be there. Ugh. What did you do in that ketchup that was so wrong? How did you get ketchup wrong? Wait, I'm getting way off track. What was the question? Oh, so if they were the same thing. So, I mean, then I just wouldn't like ketchup as much, right? Because if it tastes the same as mustard, I'd be like, eh. Oh, that's right. They make that mayochup now. It's like ketchup, mixed with mayonnaise. Oh, that sounds repulsive. I'm gonna be sick. And finally, for question number 3, I need a little more space to move around here because I need to get all fired up. You see, Doc Does Gaming has asked if I can rage again about Queen. You see, in my last video, Trixie Is Ever So Miffed episode 2, I picked out something about Queen, you know, the band, that just ticked me the heck off. Well, you know what? I actually have another gripe about Queen. Only 2, this is the second one, then they get off the hook. But this one has bugged me for years. So, alright, so Queen has a pretty solid discography, right? Like, you know, they had a really good run with Freddie Mercury. There's not really a bad album in the okay, Hot Space. But even then, it's like, it's okay. It's not a masterpiece, but it's okay. It's not up to Queen's standards, but it's okay. For the sake of this argument, I will let it slide, right? But then, you know, they made Innuendo, Freddie passed away, and a few years later they made Made in Heaven, right? Where they kind of polished up some songs that he was on that weren't finished. They kind of did the Free as a Bird thing. And that was okay too. That was a great place to go out, right? But then they had to pull a Pink Floyd, didn't they? Yeah, just like Pink Floyd had a perfect album to go out on, and then they, years later, were like, oh, we need one more to screw that all up. Queen did the same thing. Because what was it, like 13 years later, they're like, no, we got a new lead singer now. He's the guy that sang in, like, what was that band, Bad Company, sang Feel Like Making Love and stuff like that. But they're like, no, we're gonna do an album with him, and it's gonna be called The Cosmos Sucks. Oh, excuse me, Rocks. Have you listened to this thing? You probably haven't, but have ya? This is just not, where are the stadium rock anthems? It's all mopey ballads and stuff. It's so... And at first I was like, okay, maybe the problem is that guy wrote all the songs, right? And he did write a couple songs on there. But then I went on Wikipedia and I read down the composers, and what did it say? Brian May, Roger Taylor. Queen themselves wrote that crap. And I mean, I have asked online. It's not just me. I have put feelers out there and said, hey folks, what do you think is Queen's last album? And they all say Made in Heaven, right? Even Wikipedia doesn't count Cosmos whatever, Cosmo Kramer is the last album. No, Made in Heaven is the last Queen album, and that is final. Ooh, that one really got my temperature going. I was freezing when I started this video, but now I am boiling inside this thing. Ooh, so I hope that's the rage you were looking for, Doc Does Gaming. You know, Trixie doesn't like to be that critical of other people's hard work, but that one that has always irked me. That one I really need to get off my bosom. So, let's calm it down, let's chill out, as the KLF would say. That was a group, that was a British group, they were real good. They did an album called Chill Out. You should find it. Anyway, I have been Trixie. This has been Ask Trixie, which is me. Please leave me a question in the comments down below so I can do another episode in the future. Subscribe if you haven't already, and you lovely people have a good day.